I want to tell you a story, not because it's dramatic, not because it's impressive, but because it's dangerous. Dangerous in the way quiet thoughts can be dangerous when you sit alone long enough and start believing them. I woke up that morning already tired. Not the kind of tired sleep fixes, the kind that comes from carrying years. It was my birthday. Another one. At a certain age, birthdays stop feeling like celebrations and start feeling like proof you stayed too long. I waited for the phone to ring. I told myself I wasn't waiting, but I was. Hours passed. Morning turned into afternoon. Afternoon into evening. Nothing. That's when the thoughts showed up. They're busy. They've moved on. You've become a responsibility instead of a person. Loneliness is patient. It doesn't shout. It whispers things that sound reasonable. By the time evening came, I had convinced myself of a story, that the people I loved had quietly let me fade, so I left the house. I bought myself a small cake. Nothing special. Just something to prove the day happened. It was raining when I drove home. The kind of rain that makes everything feel heavier than it already is. I remember thinking, this is it. This is what the ending looks like. When I got home, the house was dark, no lights, no sound. I stood in the doorway longer than I needed to. Then I reached for the switch. The explosion of sound almost knocked me over. Voices, laughter, shouting. For a split second, I thought I'd made a mistake, walked into the wrong house. Then I saw the faces, people I hadn't seen in years, people I thought were gone, people I was certain had forgotten me. They hadn't. They had been planning my mind couldn't catch up to my heart. And my heart, my old, tired heart, couldn't keep up at all. I remember a sudden pressure in my chest. I remember someone shouting my name. And then silence. I wasn't in my body anymore. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't confused. I was free. I was somewhere vast and alive in a way this world isn't. Everything felt aware, as if existence itself was paying attention. The ground wasn't just ground. The air wasn't just air. Everything felt connected. And the love, it wasn't emotional. It was fundamental. Like love wasn't something you feel. It was something everything is made of. In that instant, I understood something. Nothing had ever been missing. I had just forgotten where I was standing. I wanted to stay. For the first time in decades, I didn't feel heavy. I felt finished. Then I felt a presence. Not threatening, not dramatic, certain. I didn't need words. The message was simple. Not yet. Pain returned all at once. Sound crashed back in. I woke up gasping, surrounded by strangers trying to keep me here. I survived, and everyone said I was lucky, but I didn't feel lucky. I felt angry, because I had tasted something real and been sent back to something loud and sharp and broken. I lay in that hospital bed, furious at God, furious at being reminded of what exists beyond this world, and then being forced to stay. And then something shifted. Not a voice, not a vision, a realization. I wasn't sent back as punishment. I was sent back as a messenger, because I had done something dangerous before I collapsed. I had believed a lie. I assumed absence meant indifference. I assumed silence meant abandonment. I wasted hours of my life grieving something that wasn't real. And I almost missed the truth entirely. So listen to me. If you are sitting alone right now, telling yourself stories about being forgotten, stop. Your mind is not a reliable narrator when it's lonely. If you think love has passed you by, you are wrong. If you think you are invisible, you are mistaken. You are surrounded by meaning, even when you can't feel it, especially then. Don't wait for tragedy to reveal love. Don't wait for loss to wake you up. Don't waste today resenting a tomorrow that hasn't arrived. The lights are already on. They always were, so call someone. Step outside. Live like someone who knows the truth, because you are not alone. You never were.